In this video I'm going to show you how to get content like blog posts or pages into your site using Ajax and how to build that into your custom WordPress theme. So I've already created mine and it's fully working, and I'm going to show you how I did it. Okay, so the first thing you see over here is I'm using a WordPress function to create my menu. My menu consists of all my pages, and the website I'm building only has pages. And what we want to do is when we click on a page, we don't want to do that by new page load, so how a normal website works. But we want to catch that link and get the content via Ajax and insert it with a nice transition. But this function creates hard links, which means that if you click on the link and you're on a different page, then it will load that and it will reload the whole page. And that's basically not what we want. So as you can see here, this is the website, and this is the nav item I showed the code just before. So as you can see, all the links consist of hashes, and that means that I changed something because that's not normal behavior. And the good thing about this is that we don't get page loads. So therefore we can have full control over how the pages switch and all that stuff. Okay, so here's the code where I did it. Let me look it up. Yeah, over here. This is a small piece of code that changes all the URLs in the menu and all the URLs with or all the A elements with the class Ajax, and puts a hash in the path where it links to. Okay, so by the way, all the code is in the link at the bottom of the video, so you can just copy paste or download or check it out or whatever. So basically, this has the advantage that people who don't have JavaScript, or for example Googlebot or crawlers or anyone else viewing your website, the site still works for them because they don't got Ajax and they don't got JavaScript at all. So this way we make sure that it works for everyone. Okay, so there are a couple of other things I did to make sure it works everywhere and everywhere okay. So let me check what I wanted to show you. Oh yeah, what I did was because there's the hash right now. When you click on the link, you can see the URL is changing, and that means that's an event, and you can bind stuff to it. It's called hash change, but not every browser supports that yet. Only very recent browsers. So what I did, I used Modernizer to detect that. That's a library where you can detect features. And so I checked it's called Modernizer. So I check if Modernizer detects hash change, and if it does, we do the whole fancy ajaxing stuff. And if we don't, then we just do some basics. And we try to prevent everything possible because we can't detect new page clicks or anything at all. So here's the if block, and and the code for changing all the links is inside the if block. That means that if people don't have hash change, we don't change all the links because we can't monitor them when people click on them. You could also watch for clicks, but the main disadvantage is that when people use a back button or anything, then they won't go back. We never want to break the back button, so that's why I bind it on hash change, because when you go back and you are on a different hash and you go to a new hash, then it will change the page because it's hash change. Okay, so I made a JavaScript function that's over here. I Ajax page. Right now it's doing some fading and some stuff, and over here is the piece that gets the new location. So what I did is, because there's a hash in the page, we can't get it yet because WordPress doesn't understand anything about the hash because we created it. So I removed here. I should replace hash with 0, so it removes the hash. And I also add something to it. It's a new get var. And that way when we want to load this page, I'm gonna copy it real quick, the address. So when you load this page, it first removes the hash with replace function, and then it adds this. So this is the get request that gets done by Ajax. And as you can see, oh, something's not working. Oh, yes, this is supposed to be a question mark. Okay, so this is the query that gets run by Ajax, but as you can see, we don't see the page at all. We only see the content. This is the content of the page. So I did some. The only thing I did in WordPress to get this working was some really simple thing. Everything is a page on my website right now. I don't have anything with the blog yet. So I just do all the stuff in page.php. And at the bottom, where you normally just say get header, I say if there is no get variable called ajax, because there is. It's an ajax call, and we don't want header at all because we don't just want the content, because we want just fancy fading and stuff, and we don't want any CSS because we got it already. And we do the same thing for the footer, that mainly only contain like JavaScript files and other stuff. We always put it at the bottom. So let me check what's in footer. Yeah, it's only like it's closing some things off, and the footer of the page. We already got that because we already loaded the page once, and some JavaScript and some other stuff, and but we already got that because we're already on the page. So it makes no sense to request that again. So when Ajax runs this query, it only gets the content it needs, and therefore when you click the link, it can use that content it got to create. Let me check where it is. Yeah, so it requests this page, and everything it got was only the content of the page and not the header and the footer and all the other stuff we don't need anyway. And it inserts that right away into an element on the page. Book refers to, let me check. Book refers to a div called div with the ID of inner book, and that's somewhere on the page. And it inserts all the text out of the page. So if you can see here, you have your inner book, and those have two divs, and those are created by WordPress. And that way we don't waste anything by sending the header and the footer on every page again. That was not the reason why I implemented Ajax on this page, but it's nice. It's a nice extra. So basically that's it. Let me check if I forgot something. Because we have now full control over our page switches, we can do anything we want in JavaScript while on the page load, which normally wouldn't be possible anyway, because we can do some fades now, and fade out, fade in, and we can do a bunch of other stuff, and anything we want actually. And that's a great thing about it. So yeah, that's it.